Hello, everyone. We've got a perfect score, 90 each and overall 90, Mr. Yuvraj Singh Sheenh. Let's talk to him and hear what he has to say. Yuvraj, the audience wants to know about you.
I'm Yuvraj. I've basically completed my 12th studies, and during the vacations I gave the PTE exam, and on my first attempt I got a perfect score, which was a bit of surprise for me. But yeah, well,
Why was it a surprise for you?
because when I gave the mock test on the center, I did not get a very high score. I was actually surprised that I was scoring so low. So I was a bit demotivated going into the exam. But when I came out, I thought that I would get just a 7 score, 7 bands in total. When I came out, I was surprised to actually see that I got a full perfect score. I thought the system was bugged, but turned out it was not.
Yeah. No. Don't worry. Our mock tests are very tough. Okay. We generally make them tougher. We generally make them tougher because we get a very good score otherwise. So let's talk about you. And so what do you plan to do in the future?
I plan to delve more into computational studies of, or basically programming, basically more into data science,
Oh, that's
something more technical and scientific.
So which country are you planning to go to?
Australia.
Australia. Great. So let's talk about your examination first, and then we'll keep on talking about you. You gave the examination on 18th April 2024, PTE academic, and you are in the program called Exam Pe Charcha. In the first attempt, you got a perfect score, 18th of April, listening 90, reading 90, speaking 90, writing 90, and an overall score of 90 on 90, which means a 9-band score. And this is the result card, and this is 90 each. Heartiest congratulations to you. Let's talk about your speaking. So this is the speaking that you got: read aloud, repeat sentence, describe image, retell, lecture, answer short questions. And you had 2 experimental sections called as a discussion round and describe a situation. They both were experimental, right?
Yeah.
So did you know about they were experimental?
I did not know. I thought there was some question I missed in practice that I should have practiced, but somehow it came in front and I just did what I thought I could do. And it turned out well, I think.
Great, great. So how was your overall speaking?
My speaking is actually not very strong, but it is good enough that I can bypass the, let's say, scores for speaking here. You have the score 90. So
Yeah.
it was good enough.
So what is the advice from you to our students like who are struggling with speaking?
I think mostly it comes down to reading and understanding sentence structures. If you read a lot of English, you would certainly feel a natural connection with the language. You start to see words coming to your mouth naturally. You don't have to think too much, because mostly what happens is when you think too much, you're not putting out words. There's a time where you're translating things, and that's the time you lose in fluency.
Absolutely. Great.
Just read more. Just get immersed in the language. You speak fluently.
Immerse yourself in English. That's your idea.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's talk about your writing now. Section was summarized written text was 1, and the essay was also 1. The essay that you got was global climate change. This seems to be quite easy, isn't it?
Yeah. It was easy.
What did you write in the essay?
I wrote that there are governments that should be responsible for the change, and there should also be individual leaders who are from a science background who should be responsible for the change. I read a bit more in detail, but if I had to just put down in 3 words, I'll say this.
Okay, great. Let's talk about your reading now. I think reading is your forte, am I right?
Yeah.
Do you read a lot?
To be honest, I read a lot of articles on my laptop while reading about some news article, or rather article about some topic that I wanted to study. So basically, I read a lot of English, and because I read a lot of English, I understand a lot of English. So
you understand a lot of
my reading was particularly very strong, and also that I gave the SAT exam before, so that's also why my reading was strong.
Lovely. So this is what you got in reading. So the audience can pause the video here and see what they got. And overall reading was easy to moderate. Reorder paragraphs, you said, were slightly tricky.
Yeah, for me, it was like, I took bit more than 2 minutes to solve it because something was not feeling right and I had to change my answer once again.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, how much do you read per day?
How much do you read per day? Basically, I read a lot. I mean, I don't count my reading time. I just read. It's just something natural to me.
Okay,
I don't speak a lot, but I read a lot.
That's a very good thing. That's a very good thing. So let's talk about your listening. So this is what you got in listening. Again, the audience can pause the video here to see what he got. Your right from dictation was 3. And if you look at the overall listening, it was easy to moderate. Nothing was very tricky.
Yeah.
So do you watch a lot of Netflix too? Netflix or OTT platforms?
Yeah. Basically, I watch everything in English, so that's why.
So English is a lifestyle.
Yeah, basically. I mean, if I watch 100 videos per day, 99 of them will be in English. So
oh, that's great. That's great. That's superb. So if I talk about the overall examination, how would you rate your examination overall? Easy to moderate?
Yeah, I mean, I did feel a rush when I came to the reading section, but overall it was not very difficult for me. I was conforming to the time constraints. I was not going overboard. I know what I had to do because I'd practiced before. So nothing was very difficult for me or something just out of the ordinary. It was okay. I faced what I faced in the time I had.
Right. So last minute advice to everybody. What's your advice?
I mean, once again, just immerse yourself in English. If you want to get good in this language, just become natural with it. Don't think too much. Just read a lot. Just speak a lot. Just write more. I mean, if you fall in love with this language, you'll definitely score more. It will not be just an exam for you.
True that. Very true. Thank you so much, Yuvraj, for being on our show. It was a pleasure.
Thank you for having me.